Boo.
Boo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Murder Mystery Haunted History. I am BB3, and this is Nettie with MelNetteLivingFreeZipCodeless. If you have not picked up Nettie, make sure you go to the description below and go grab her on her channel. Her channel is currently linked, and we are going live together, but we're live on both channels. It's a little something different,
Yep.
but I'll let Nettie explain that a little bit more.
Yep. We are going live together. So my channel is live at the moment. And what you're seeing is exactly what's here on our channel. So everybody that's over on our side, we also have BB3 Murder Mystery Haunted History linked in our chat. So please grab her and check out her content as well. And we do this every Sunday, like BB said, 5 p.m. Central.
And just real quick, I have the TikTok going. So everybody that's over on the TikTok side, make sure you make your way over here so you can join in the live chat. We'd love to have you over here with us. I'll keep this going for about 10 to 15 minutes and then we'll shut it down. Let's go ahead and welcome everyone in. We had Bridge Burner in here.
Awesome.
Shaco, the overly friendly furry. Hello, hello. Oh, wait. Maybe it went to your spam folder. Did you send me something, Shaco? If you did, I need to get in touch with you. So,
Yeah.
all right. And then we have Hitch Up in Tow. Hello, hello. He said, boo.
Boo. And he's
We have
putting up some great Christmas stuff. I don't know if you've seen that, BB, but you need to go check it out. It's
not
hilarious.
yet. I'm going to go check it out. So then we also have the real Robert
Mhm.
Rockwell. Nomadic Rat Pack. Hello, hello.
Yes, welcome.
Hello, Katie. Thank you for doing dual duty here. Katie is a moderator over on the TikTok, and she's helping out over here. So she's bouncing back and forth,
Wow.
keeping everything going.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So today's story may run a little bit longer. It may be super short. I put it together, so who knows? We'll see. I'm working out all the kinks, guys. Okay. Also, the chat needs to vote. I have some spooky things that I can scare you with, but you have to vote. Do I scare you some point during the story today, or do I scare you next week? Or both?
She
You let me
already scared me, so they're pretty good. I I saw a little peek of it.
know. No long words then. Hey, this one's got pretty easy words because I put it together.
Yeah.
I was like looking up definitions and everything so that we we could go easy. All right.
Oh,
Hello,
Katie said
Maurice should say.
both.
Oh, Katie said both.
Both.
We also have Okie Dokie in the house. Hello, hello. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming in.
What are you saying, Hitch Up and Toe? What are you saying?
Probably because your light came on behind you last week.
I mean, spooky things do happen here.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, let's go ahead and get this story started. I'll let you start it, Nettie.
Okie doke.
Hold on, let me back it up. There we go.
Sean Vincent Gillis. Is that correct?
That's
Okay.
correct.
Serial killer. She had beautiful legs. That's one thing I recall about her, and I wanted to keep those. I like a good scent of gams. You're looking at it, just a curvature of it. Beautiful. You know, withstanding, it was cut off of a person. At that point, I pretty much moved on to the head with the same knife. I went through the throat. I mean, like cutting butter. Sean Vincent Gillis. That's creepy.
Is that not creepy?
And I don't know the story, so this is creepy.
That is what this man said while being interviewed. He was just like, yeah,
Wow.
scary, scary, scary. Itty Bitty said to scare us. Getting deep into Beyond Beauty could take some time. Uh, I can't believe those were his words. That's scary,
Yeah,
right?
that's very scary. Just
He
relaxing.
he kind of just looks like a normal guy, like
Hmm.
a normal everyday guy. I'm
Yeah.
yelling, "What's going on?" And I look at Sean. He just shrugs his shoulders and says, "Sorry, honey bunny." One of the officers turns around and says to me, "Didn't you know? You're living with a serial killer, Terry Lemoyne." Can you imagine?
Wow.
Sorry, honey bunny. Like he ran over the trash can or something. Not
Right. Oh, I just happened to cut her legs off.
Yeah.
So that's Terry.
No,
Is that his spouse?
that is his significant other, yeah. And she claims, I'm sorry, hold on one second. Sorry about the dogs. She claims to have known nothing. She claims she knew nothing about anything.
Hmm. Baton Rouge is the capital of Louisiana, popular for its culture and distinct cuisine. The term Baton Rouge actually means red stick in French. At one time, the city itself belonged to France. It exchanged hands, and many times until 1812, when it was admitted into the Union. Baton Rouge was incorporated in 1817, and it became the state capital in 1849. It is now ranked seventh in the country for producing serial killers. Wow, I didn't know that. Hello, Larice. Thank you for coming in.
She's his alibi. Yep. I mean,
Um,
you'll see. You'll see. Yes, Marcy, come on over and join us on the tube of use side of things. I see you down there. Cool down, my Baton Rouge. It's fire. I'm so sorry about the dog, guys. Sorry.
are you there?
I got a
Okay.
million things. Like, he's upstairs trying to get the dog to go upstairs. I'm trying to play this and then pause it at the right spot and then unmute my mic. Sorry, guys. I got lost for a second. I got lost.
She got.
The brain waves crisscrossed. Hello, hello, hello. Only seventh. It's got a long way to go then.
Yeah.
Shocko. Okay, between 1992 and 2004, two serial killers kept the police very busy. Between them, they were they are thought to have arred and killed at least 15 women in the area of Baton Rouge. No one knows the exact number, so the toll may be even higher. Sean Vincent Gillis murdered and mutilated at least 8 women, while Derek Todd Lee was responsible for the death of at least 7. Because these two men were active at the same time, police were unaware that they were looking for 2 men. The FBI profiler pointed to a white male. This ruled out Derek Todd Lee, even though he'd been arrested for being a peeping Tom and a stalking. However, DNA under the fingernails of Geraldine DeSoto in January of 2002 resulted in Lee's arrest on May 27, 2003. Geraldine DeSoto was 21 years old at the time of her death. Derek Todd Lee was named the Baton Rouge Killer.
Wow. Sean Vincent Gillis, and Derek Todd Lee.
So
Want to welcome
originally,
in, I'm sorry, Catherine Cook just came in. Just want to
oh,
welcome Catherine in. And Veritas.
hello, hello. Um, so the police had like a profiler, and they also had like somebody that witnessed something happening, and they said it was a white male, blah blah blah. But as you can see, that doesn't. They had been looking at Derek for the stuff, but when someone came back and said it was a white male, they were like, "Well, then it can't be Derek, right?" So it got very confusing and very muddy while they were trying to figure out what was going on. Hello, Jen Joy. Washington had the Green River Killer. Anne Rule talk about him. He would show up at her book signings. I think she knew who he is.
Ooh.
All right. I'm going to give it just a few more minutes over here on the TikTok side of things, and then I'll shut it down.
The police believed they had caught the Baton Rouge killer. He was sentenced to death and sent to the Louisiana State Penitentiary on October 14th of 2004. On January 21st, 2016, at the age of 48, Derek passed from heart disease. Sean Vincent Gillis would soon be dubbed as the other Baton Rouge killer. Sean's reign over terror over the city lasted almost a decade. Sean wasn't interested in a screaming victim. Instead, he preferred the silence. This is where he would commit his most heinous acts.
Hello, Latrice.
Mm.
Sean Vincent Gillis was born in Baton Rouge on June 24th of 1962 to his mother Yvonne and his father Norman. He was his mother's pride and joy. When Sean was a young toddler, he was almost killed by his father Norman. When Norman drank, he became violent. His aggressions would often be taken out on his wife and his son Sean. One day, Yvonne arrived home to find Norman holding a pew pew to Sean's head. Yvonne was able to get Sean away to safety and called the police. Norman was taken to a psychiatric hospital and never bothered his wife and son again. His mother, Yvonne, and her parents, Sean's grandparents, raised him and worked hard to provide for him. At a young age, Sean was weirdly fascinated by funeral homes, even sneaking into one with his cousin. Other than that, he lived a pretty normal childhood, going to the mall, hanging out with friends, watching movies, etc. He hung out with his two best friends, John Green and John Rosas, I think is how you pronounce it. As they got older, they got involved in Satanism. They would sneak off to watch rituals. If both scare it both scared them and excited them. When Gillis was about 17, he reconnected with his father. However, he discovered his father's gay porn collection and was disgusted by this. After that, he would have nothing to do with his father. It's a bit confusing how he found the gay porn to be so disgusting, considering what he would go on to do. At the age of 17, in 1980, Sean was arrested for smaller crimes such as marijuana, traffic citations, and then a DUI. No violent charges, though, at that point. After graduation, he worked at a convenience store. It was around this time that he discovered porn. Graphic and dismemberment was his preferences. He became addicted, and all he wanted to do was stay home and watch this on his computer.
Seems kind of out there.
Spoiled too. Like his
Yeah.
mother, spoiled him.
Yeah.
He didn't look scary.
He looks scary right there. Hello, Linda Barker. Thank you for coming in.
Hello, hello.
Little creepy.
Sorry, Natty.
I'm like, I have bad eyes, so I'm going to try. Vivi may need to help me. 12 years later, his mother, Yvonne, moved to Georgia. She asked Sean to go with her, but he refused. The more continue to pay the mortgage at the home in Baton Rouge so that Sean could continue to live there, even though Sean was a 30-year-old healthy man capable of working and providing for himself. His neighbors were a little leery of him. He had been heard howling in the middle of the night. He had always been caught at this point peeping into windows. In 1994, a mutual friend introduced Terry, is it Lemaine, to Sean, and they hit it off surprisingly. They both loved Star Trek, science fiction, and they both loved collecting things like cut off legs, just saying. And Terry thought he was cute as a teddy bear. She believed that Sean was the type of boy you brought home to mom. She thought of him as sweet, attentive, considerate, and loving. She believed he was the best boyfriend. Terry had already been married and divorced a couple of times, so she was willing to compromise to make that relationship work, and it did for 9 years. And Sean had flaws, however, and Terry seemed to ignore them. These flaws included things like he drank too much, and he wasn't really interested in being intimate with Terry. She thought that this was due to his porn addiction. Unfortunately, she was unaware of how violent the pornography, did I say that right?
Yep.
Okay, was that he was indulging in. Cherry would often go to bed by herself and wake up by herself while Sean stayed up all night indulging in his addiction. Sean didn't need to work. His mother still paid all the bills. Eventually, Terry talked him into, and there's a line there, so I can't see the last.
Talked him into getting a job at a local convenience store where she worked, but he wasn't really a people person, and that job only lasted about 3 weeks.
Wow.
Let me welcome in Miss Ashley. Hello, hello. We have Kim in here too. Where are you at, Kim? I seen you a minute ago. There you are. Hey, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
So that's him and her.
They look happy.
They look like a normal couple, but
Mhm.
something in his eyes is definitely off.
Off. Yeah.
On March 20th, 1994, at about 3 a.m., Sean Gillis brutally murdered and beat an 81-year-old woman living in an assisted living facility. She had left her door unlocked so that her nurse could get in the following morning. Sean crept his way in where he intimately violated her. She screamed, and that scared him, so he cut her throat to silence her. He continuously stabbed her over 50 times, including her private area.
Oh
The
my
attack was so bad that he disemboweled her. Disemboweled is to cut open and remove the internal organs.
goodness.
And he almost left her decapitated. She was found the next morning by her caretaker. Unfortunately, there were no eyewitnesses, and no one had seen anything. Shortly after the murder, Terry and Sean moved in together. People might wonder how Terry didn't see the monster in Sean. But people like Sean are usually good at flying under the radar. It's reported that Sean didn't kill again for about 5 years, but many believe he couldn't possibly have gone that long between taking lives. Do you think that serial killers can control themselves for 5 years? I'm curious what you guys think.
I don't think they can. Not if they're a serial killer. That's what they crave. That's what they want to do.
Especially like after your very first kill, because that's what he
Mm-hmm.
he says was his very first kill, right? And he
Mhm.
had that like, "Oh, this is what I like," from that very first one, so how would he go
Yeah, it's like
that
a
long?
high. It's almost like, they're addicted to that. They want to get that high of killing.
Yeah. There is a page in my story that is missing, or maybe it comes later in the story, I'm not sure, but it talks about how going back just a minute where Nettie was reading,
Mhm.
Sean didn't have to work because his mother moved to Georgia or something, and he didn't wanna go with her, so she was like, "Okay, I'll just pay for the house and the bills that where you live." So she just left him in the house and paid all the bills for him, he never had to work or anything.
Wow.
And that's where Terry moved into that house with
Yeah.
him. I don't if that may come later in the story, but if it does, it's confusing
Yeah.
and I probably put it in the wrong spot. So I just wanted to let y'all know that's how he got his house and all that is the mom. "Hey, Mandy." You don't think they can either? It's an addictive
Yeah.
high.
Mhm.
Heck no, they can't wait. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He probably did others in between the ones he got caught on.
Mhm.
Not that I'm a serial killer, but that's all studies suggest.
Yeah.
With him, sure.
Ah,
I'm sorry, okay. Next time it'll be bigger words and I'll read the ending of this for you.
yeah. For some reason, when it's paused, it covers up like the last two sentences. I don't know if you can see that on your end, but okay. Oh, and the BB3's got the corner too. So let me see if I can.
That word up in the corner is African American woman. Woman is the word.
Okay, woman. Okay. On January 4th of 1999, Gillis killed Catherine Ann Hall, 29-year-old African American woman. Catherine was a SEX worker who willingly got into Gillis's car while Catherine was performing a certain act on Gillis. He attempted to strangle her with a zip tie. He named the objective
Objectifier.
objectifier. Wow. And Catherine fought back, but Sean overpowered her and stabbed her over 16 times. When she was deceased, he violently, violated her corpse before, oh, that's blurred on me too,
Mutilating.
mutilating her body. Okay. After he finished, he headed to the splash car wash to clean any evidence off of his car. During this, he took, is it Catherine? Oh, that's Catherine. Okay. Sorry.
Catherine. I don't know why there's letters missing in this card.
It's all good. Catherine out of the car and placed her on the ground. It was so late at night. Once again, no one witnessed this. Sean then proceeded to dump her body on a rural road underneath a dead end sign where a hunter, later found her. During an autopsy, a pubic hair was found in her mouth that would later be tested for DNA. Sean said that the reason he named his zip tie the objectifier was that he would turn a he would turn a woman from a person into an object her would deal with. After the murder, Terry Lemnoy was becoming, and that's all I can see.
Was becoming very uneasy. She
Okay.
had grand mal seizures and was unable
Oh,
to drive, so Sean would give her rides to and from work.
wow.
Hey, James. Hitchup and Toe said I'd never kill more than once in 5 years. Her work was located just across the street from the scene of Sean's first murder of the elderly woman. This was a little too close for Terry. 4 months later, Gillis found his next victim, 52-year-old Hardy Schmidt. He stalked her during her morning jogs for about 3 weeks. Hardy was a mother of 3, a
Mm.
wife, and had participated in the Boston Marathon. On May 30th of 1999, around 6:30 a.m., Sean ran her down with his car. He had knocked her into a ditch. He then got out and ran over to her and began strangling her. He purposely did not kill her in that moment, though. He dragged the frightened woman to his car and then drove to a nearby park. He ran over and He dragged the frightened woman to his car and then drove to the nearby park. He did not kill her, however. He then dragged the frightened woman, to the park where he violated her and murdered her. After mutilating her, he put her in the trunk of his car and drove home. The next night, he picked Terry up from work, and she complained of a strong odor in the
Mm.
car. He simply said he had hit an animal and that he would clean the car soon.
So if you hit an animal, it would be on the outside of the car, not the inside.
But there was a bump on the car
Yeah.
because he hit her with the car. So, oh
Man,
gosh.
I would think that she would at least investigate that car, you know?
I
Okay,
I would.
here we go, y'all. On June 1st, Hardy's body was discovered in St. James next to the highway by a cyclist. Okay. Initially, Smith's husband was considered a suspect until DNA found inside her body proved his innocence. Just a month or two later, Sean was on the hunt again, and he stumbled across Joyce Williams, 36. She had beautiful legs, and that's what Sean liked about her. On November 12th, 1999, Gillis picked her up, took her out, took her out to the sugar can field, and strangled her with his objective. I can't say that word. Objective fire. That's close. After that, he took her body back home, where he basically gave her an autopsy in the kitchen of the house he shared with Terry. He also intimately violated her body before eating parts of it. No! He severed one of her legs with a hacksaw and then decapitated her. When he was done, he stuffed her in bags and carried them out to his car. Sean managed to clean the home before picking Terry up from work. That is crazy because that's a lot of blood. Just saying, that is a lot of blood. Now, on January 22nd, 2000, Joyce Williams' remains were found within the same month, killing Lillian Robinson, a 52-year-old SCS worker. Like his previous victim, he strangled her with an objectifier and then took her home. However, Terry would be getting off of work soon, and Sean would have as much time to do what he desired with Lillian's body, and he was rushed and did what he could with the body before Terry came home. Yay, I could see that one.
Uh, well, now I know if I get a boyfriend and I smell something in the car, I'm going to get out the black light. Note to self, clean car. Can you imagine though, like if I come
No.
home and the remote has been moved, I notice it. I don't know how you would not notice that he performed an autopsy twice, twice, 2 different women in the kitchen.
And then what did he do with the cleaning? You know, not just the cleaning agents, but what he used to clean it with. Because that was a lot of blood.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to be closing your eye, being blind to what's happening in your home to not know because
Yeah.
there had to be he had to make mistakes. He
Yeah.
had to and I don't get it. I don't get it. This is the home. That's his car there. I'd notice if a man was in my kitchen, period. A month later, a fisherman discovered Lillian's body near Whiskey Bay. What is nightmarish about Lillian's murder is that Lillian's autopsy. Now, remember, Lillian is the one that he didn't have enough time with because Terry was going to be home. Lillian's murder is that Lillian's autopsy showed that she drowned after being tossed off the bridge. She was still alive while he was doing it.
No. Oh, wow.
While he was cutting her apart, she was still alive until she drowned because she couldn't swim without her limbs.
Oh.
In October that same year, Marilyn Neville was abducted by Sean Gillis. She managed to escape at one point, but he captured her again, beating her to death with a steel rod before dumping her body on the Mississippi levee near Baton Rouge. Marilyn's decomposing body was found on Halloween. When other bodies started popping up that Sean wasn't responsible for, he started keeping track on his computer of these bodies. The police started to focus more and formed a task force, including a profiler. The profiler told them to look for a white male who was a loner, someone raised by their mother, someone obsessed with knives, and definitely a monster who got aroused by killing. Sean has said that it's not that he doesn't know right from wrong, it's that he fuzzes out and just sort of goes into his own universe where he says he's God. DNA found on the body of Trinisha Dean Combe linked her killing to a group of others. However, whoever was responsible for that group of murders had not been caught. But in May of 2003, police arrested Derek Todd Lee. The police were praised for catching the Baton Rouge killer.
Mm.
So here the police are like, yeah, we got our guy. And the other guy is keeping track of the other guy's murders. Like, what?
Hello, Chrissy Mama. Thank you for coming in.
Hello, hello.
Derek Todd Lee. He looks mighty pleased.
And that's one of the more recent photos of him. Excuse me. Katie said Terry knew. There's no way she didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree, and I think you'll agree even more towards the end of this story here. I just don't think there's any way she didn't know.
Okay. Little did everyone know there was still a monster on the prowl. Sean became obsessed with his competitor, Derek Todd Lee. He was a file on his computer named DTL for Derek Todd Lee. He kept all kinds of news articles and pictures of DTL crimes. He became obsessed and taunting the police and escaping justice. Terry noticed that Sean had been putting a lot of miles on the car, and since they had more of a platonic relationship, she thought he was just cheating on her. Instead, Sean was hunting, stalking, and planning his next kill. In October of 2003, Sean did something serial killers rarely do. He killed someone he knew personally, a friend, Johnny Mae Williams, a 45-year-old divorced mother, worked as a SCX worker. He had hired her to clean his house, and then is it partied? Yeah, then partied together over the years. The day of the murder, there would be no party. He drove her to a secluded area, violently, you know what I mean, beat her and violated her. He then strangled and stabbed her to death. Her legs have been cut open in the front and the back, and Sean has and Sean had posed her body in various ways, snapping pictures before dumping her in the field. I can't see that line. I can see the last, but not that one.
By the way, I got your message.
Oh, okay.
When the cops found her body, her hands had been removed. They found a hair on which they found a hair on her which helped them to narrow down the search of a white male. Ah!
I still got scared. That was funny.
If nobody was seeing the screen, they probably didn't, but sounds like wanted shopping party was we. Oh man. Okay.
Oh.
Where did you get my picture? Boo. I like having my little spooky friends hanging out with me.
As long as we don't see anybody behind you coming near the screen, we're good.
Oh man, can you imagine?
No.
Okay. Sean's final victim was Donna Bennett Johnson, a 43-year-old ex-worker who was drunk when Gillis picked her up. He strangled her not far from his home. On February 26th of 2004, he allegedly ate parts of her after cutting her up very badly. Sean even kept one of her arms to use for nefarious purposes. Her body was found the next day in a drainage canal. Donna's murder was the most gruesome of his murders, but Sean had made a mistake. The police found fresh tire tracks by the canal where he had dropped her body. Police contacted Goodyear Tire to find out what make and model of vehicle those tires would be on. Goodyear was able to narrow down to a white Chevy Cavalier. Only 90 people in Baton Rouge had ever purchased a white Cavalier with those tires. Major Brian White tasked his force with speaking with everyone who was on that list that owned that vehicle. They were also instructed to gather DNA in the process from the owners of the vehicles. They already had DNA from the victims that would be able to match too. Hey, Cindy, you here? James. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nettie. This one's tiny.
Oh, is it my turn?
I can do this one if you want, since it's so small. It's up to you.
Let me see. Okay. I want to come close, y'all. So Terry was confused and said that not the Sean she knew. Honestly, did she ever really know him? And Terry said that she laughed at the police when she found out and told them, "Boy, do you have the wrong house?" But at that point, the police told her Sean had admitted it. She said her mouth dropped, and she told them she would not believe unless she heard it from him herself. Police allowed Sean and Terry to have a conversation, which Sean admitted it to her. Armed with a search warrant, the police recovered several weapons, including 7 hacksaws, knives, a machete, 14-inch bayonet, a wooden club, and zip ties. They also took into evidence photographs of Johnny May's body, the computer, several serial killer books, and Sean's collection of Derek Tall Lee. And by 7 a.m. on the day that he was questioned, Gillis had admitted to killing 8 people. However, the confession tapes were admissible in court because he had asked for a lawyer just before bragging about his crimes. He had described all of his murders in sick detail, even laughing and joking about the things he had done to his victims. He even described in detail about how he had played with Donna's body, carrying it into his shower. Is it
Mhm.
shower? Soaping it up and cutting it up. He painted the nails on Donna's severed hand, and keep in mind the details that I just gave you cannot be used at his trial. Wow.
Shaco, I about fell over with your comment. Keep my wife out of your mouth. Shaco, he said, for whatever reasons. Done. Done. Okay, so the tire thing, so they were able to find out that that particular tire was only on was only on that Chevy. The white Chevys, for whatever reason, it was on the white Chevys, and it was only put on a certain, I think it was like a specialty edition, like an SL or an XL or something
Hmm.
like that, had that particular tire, and those were only made in white or something like that. It was very specific. Um, but that's how that worked out. Somebody asked about that. I said he cut body off. Darn, we missed the party. So did y'all see he painted the nails of the hand
Yeah.
that he used to pleasure himself? He cut off somebody's hand and then painted her fingernails to make it prettier while he gross.
Mm.
I can't
That
believe he
that was
authorized
his hand puppet.
it. Oh, did he name it Rosie or Donna? I can't. I can't. I also, like, he was doing this to women that were ex workers, so
Yeah.
the police weren't really all that big on finding who it was either, because these weren't, I don't know, police will let that stuff slide a little bit more.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Mm. Should
So
I?
Terry has done that's her now. She's done
Mhm.
interviews. Um, what color did he paint the nails? I don't know. I need an extra hand. New meaning to lending a hand. Y'all, I love that you're just as bad as me. The police needed hard evidence to get a conviction. Fortunately for them, the search of Gillis's home produced 45 digital images of Donna Bennett Johnson, including one of a photo of her body in his car. Photos of the other victims were found as well, including a photo of another victim not only in the trunk of his car, but with his license plate showing. If that wasn't enough, Sean kept some of his victims' body parts as memorabilia. FBI profiler Mary Ellen O'Toole said Sean had revealed to her that he was attracted to his own mother. He even said that had she passed away, he may have been found in bed with her.
Oh
A
wow.
longtime friend, Joanne Johnson, named Tammy per, Perpua, I can't say that last name, wrote letters to Sean Gillis, and as luck would have it, he answered her. He detailed the killing of Johnston, writing, I am still puzzled over the post-mortem dismemberment and cutting. There must be something deep in my subconscious that really needs that kind of macabre action. I was pure evil that night. No love, no compassion, no faith, no mercy, no hope. Tammy died in a long-term disease from a long-term disease in 2005. But before she did, she turned all of those letters over to the police to be used for future convictions. It was Tammy that put the final nail in Sean's coffin. On July 21st of 2008, Gillis was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole 3 times. The previous year, he pleaded guilty to the murder of Joyce Williams and received a life sentence for that crime as well.
Mm.
The nail color was reportedly called Frisky Framboise. I can't say that last word. Um, Good old rigor mortis. Oh, no.
I know. The chat's going wild.
I'm just trying to picture this in my head. How did he make the dead hand get a grip? Rubber band, zip tie?
Troy, that's not right.
Oh. Hey, fairy dust. Oh, wow.
Mm, mm, mm.
Why are we still paying to keep him alive? Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Should nail him hand and all nails. So,
It
I
looks like
will
he's
tell
got
you
his middle finger there.
yeah, I will tell you guys, um, there are videos with him. Everything that I've written in here, is from him. That's from him confessing, and there are videos from the interrogation room with him confessing if you wanna go hear him. And if you listen to him, he talks so intelligently, but
Really?
also, like, just so point blank and laughs about it and jokes about it. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. We may know someone can answer that, BB.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, so you guys should definitely go look up his interrogation tapes. It's pretty interesting watch just to hear him say this stuff.
Yay, it's bigger. Sean has lived out his existence in the Louisiana State Penitentiary in isolation for his protection and the other prisoners' protection. He is currently 60 years old. According to an interview with Terry, she still lives in the house where she lived with Gillis. She says the house is just a building and that it is not evil. Strangely, she still has a bloody, oh my goodness, cavalier that sits in the backyard. She has renovated the house and swears she senses no evil and negativity in her home. May all of Sean Vincent Gillis's victims rest in peace. And that sounded like a scary music behind you or something, whatever that noise was, BB. What was
That
that?
was the dog messing with
Oh,
the dog came over and, like, tapped the microphone thing.
oh, it sounded like whoom.
Now tell me if she wasn't involved and she just found out her husband was a serial killer and that he had autopsied people and kept their body parts in the house and killed them in the car, tell me that a normal person would stay there or would keep the car.
Don't make any sense to me.
Like, I don't get it. I truly believe she knew. I think that she might have even participated, but there he is now.
Oh, wow.
Here are some of his victims, and then her and him. Um, but I truly believe that she
He looks more
when
twisted now, right?
yeah, yeah, he definitely does. And then Derek Todd Lee has passed away, the other serial killer. He
Uh-huh.
passed away in prison of a heart condition.
Got off easy.
Geek Squad serial killer crew. Isn't that rest in peace?
Yeah.
Pure evil. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think of this? Like, can you imagine? I just can't like I can't get over the wife. I'm stuck on her. I'm like, you didn't
Joy
find any blood in the home and then afterwards you stayed and kept the car? Like,
is
what?
my joy.
Hi, Joy.
She got lost. Her bed's normally on the right side of me. There's your bed, baby. I know.
You've got to be just a mental to stay there and keep that stuff. I think she participated. She knew.
Yeah.
Thank you,
How
James.
could she not? And especially like what BB's saying, to keep the car, stay in the house. If she didn't participate in that, I would have been out of there. I couldn't stay in something like that.
No, I don't care if I renovated it or not.
Yeah.
Like, he literally kept people's body parts. Not
Yeah.
only did he keep people's body parts, he unalived them in that home. He unalived them in that car. Like, why would
Hmm.
you keep the car? Oh, okay, maybe you can't afford to move, right? Maybe that's all you got. You're stuck with it, whatever. Maybe it won't sell because it's, those things happen. Maybe I could see being stuck with the house, but the car?
Yeah.
Why would you keep the car? Last picture of him looked like he was
Mhm.
thinking about what sauce to put on a body part and throw on the grill.
Right.
She cannot convince
Hmm.
me that she didn't know about all this.
Barbecue sauce, finger licking good.
Where is Mel tonight, Nettie?
He's here. He's on the other side of me.
The fact she wasn't affected by it speaks volumes.
That was Mark
Yes.
from Hitch Up and Toe. Wanting to know where Mel was.
Abandon the car and move to a new state. Change your name. Oh my God, she is ditzy. Yeah. So there is. She did some. I think the show she did. Don't like take this as fact, but I think the show
Mhm.
she did was there was a show out where victims of murders could connect with a family member of the murderer, and it would supposedly bring the victim's family some kind of peace. And I think she did that show, and so there's an interview of her kind of telling her side of the story and stuff. It doesn't sound good. She doesn't sound good. It doesn't add up. She sounds very much like she's kind of putting on a show. But I do seriously highly recommend, even if you just catch a little glimpse
Mhm.
of his interview tapes, go check those out so you can kind of understand. He seems so smart and intelligent, but also just so entirely creepy because these things didn't seem like he thought that they were bad. Like, he was in his own world. He was
Yeah.
God, as he said. It's very weird to hear him talk about it. How did he hide the body parts from her? I
And just trying to get rid of all the evidence. That's what gets me. You know, I,
think
I
about
don't
a
see
work
how he
day.
was able to do that.
Yeah, think about a work day. It's what, 8 hours?
Yeah.
He would go find a victim, murder, mutilate, take advantage of the body, bring it home, autopsy it, do all of this stuff, and then clean up and get rid of the evidence within 8 hours? That
Mm-mm.
doesn't add up. I doubt if he hid the body parts. He grilled them up for Friday for date night. She never
Oh
knew.
yeah, he could have threw him in the freezer. Yep. Threw a little marinade on him. Sunday barbecue.
Totally insane. Been watching some cases of killers, also their cases in court. Yeah, thank you, Katie. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on both sides, guys. Go over and give Nettie a good smack on that like button.
Come over
Smack the
and
like
smack me.
button. Smack that like button, guys. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the police having to figure out that there was 2 going on at the same time in the same area, and they're, other than one being black and one being white, they paralleled each other. They were both peeping
Yeah.
toms. They both didn't have huge criminal backgrounds. Like, it was kinda crazy.
Yeah.
I got your message. Um, yeah, I don't think she didn't know. I don't think there's a snowball chance in hell
Mm-mm.
that she didn't know. Downy, Gain, Tide, Cascade, Dawn, Fairy, Febreze, Mr. Clean.
Just use all those and you can get it clean.
Thank you, James. This is the one for down here. We have another one upstairs. I did 2 this year.
Yeah, that one's for her creepy babies that are right there.
Yeah, this one's just specifically for the creepy babies.
Yeah. Oh.
Ah. I tried to I'm gonna have to figure out,
Like
um
sound effects or something.
yeah, like how to make them be I tried to download them as GIFs so that they would, like, flicker and do a little And I had
Yeah.
hoped they would pop up while we were here, but they just pop up and take over the whole screen. So I'm still working on it. I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
She probably went shopping for marinades and seasonings, but
You're
never bought
right.
any package of meat. Yeah, I don't know.
She's like, just bring home the wine. We're going to eat meat tonight.
Yeah, and then like the thing about his mom,
Yeah.
he said if my mom would have died, I would have been in bed with her.
He would have cut off body parts. He would have did all kinds of stuff to her, you know?
Yeah, and I guess his very first victim is where he figured out that he liked them quiet because he silenced her, and then from then on out, he silenced all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's
Mm.
just so creepy. So creepy. And I had never heard of this one. Any of you guys heard of
No.
him?
Mm-mm. I never heard of it, and when I got the story so I can put up our thumbnail, I didn't research it. So it was very interesting. Pretty creepy.
I tried to find a picture, actually, Nomadic Rat Pack. I tried to find a picture of his mom, and for some reason I couldn't locate a picture. Yeah, for sure. I had never heard of it, and I think I had heard of the objectifier before, but I didn't know that was him, and I didn't know the history of his unalivings, his murders. But for sure, I thought it was very interesting.
You did a great job, BB. You really did. That was a good storyline.
Except for the small print, but we've got that fixed. Nettie
Yeah.
needs 42. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
40, 42?
Yeah, anywhere from like under 50 works. So as far as we're talking about font, so anywhere like 42 to 46 it's good, and then we can just do a second slide.
Yeah, we'll just do more slides, and I'll make it a
That's
little
all
bit
good.
bigger, and we're
Yeah.
almost to the point of me having this nailed back down again where I can create these and Nettie can read them. We're working out all the kinks.
Yeah. We're
I
getting all the
recall
bugs
hearing the
out.
phrase Baton Rouge killer, but that is all. Yeah.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
he so Derek Toddley was the Baton Rouge killer, and then Sean was the other Baton Rouge killer. Like they literally titled him
Mhm.
the other. Step Van Dan, hello, hello.
Hi, thank you for coming in, Step Van Dan.
Oh, Hitch Up and Toe said, would love you to do the Maddie McCain case and see your reaction on that one. It's not a gruesome case, but it's very intriguing.
Okay.
All right. I will look into that. Actually, let me snap a picture.
Yeah, that's what I normally do.
Let me get that on picture. All right. I will definitely look into that one. Maybe we'll do that one next. Oh, wait, no. Oh, you guys.
Oh, for this.
So we're gonna come up on a Christmas Eve would be one of our Sunday shows. Are you
Yeah.
all willing to show up on Christmas Eve, or are you guys busy and you think we should just hold off and do it the following week? You let me know. I can do a Christmas story on Christmas Eve, or if you guys are busy, we can just hold off. You guys vote over there for us.
And we don't mind coming in because Sundays are our fun days. So
Yeah. Yeah,
we
I
could
don't
do,
mind
like
being here
Baby
at
said,
all.
something pertaining to Christmas. Yeah, and that would be a true crime Christmas, or maybe spooky Christmas, something Christmas.
It'll be Christmas related.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very good at holidays. I would enjoy hanging out. Awesome.
Oh,
Okay.
that's awesome. And so did Hitch Up and Toe says, I'm always here.
Yeah, I'll be here. We busy being Texas. Well,
Yeah,
enjoy that family time for sure.
definitely.
Did you see or run by the eye drop? Nope, that's another one I'll look into.
Yeah.
Fun. We love ideas from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've done so much on true crime. When you guys give me new ones, I absolutely love it. So thank you
Mm-hmm.
guys. I'll be there, says Katie. Yeah, I mean, I've connected with so many people that are like me, where we're going through these transitions in life where holidays are just a little bit different this year. And,
Mhm.
a little bit, sometimes they can be a little bit hard. So getting together like this and doing something is always a blessing for me. So I thank you guys for always being with us.
Yeah, and normally I don't have a problem coming on. We travels on Sundays, but that's like every third week. So we should be stationary, and we love doing our Sundays together. So that would be awesome. And we want to definitely run it by y'all. Make sure that you guys are wanting to be here with us on that Christmas Eve.
Also, I want to throw this out there for everybody. If you could please send extra prayers for all those that are facing the storms. Ashley is facing some
Yeah,
bad storms now in Tennessee. There was horrific
yeah.
tornadoes. Someone that some of us knows is missing her uncle. His house was destroyed. They haven't found
Oh
him.
no.
Her house received damage, and her and her family are out of their home and in a hotel right now. They're safe. But so just throw some prayers up there,
Um,
please, for all these families that are suffering. Let's think about
yeah,
them, especially this close to Christmas.
yeah.
We're doing Christmas singing in the neighborhood with church. Oh, that's
Oh, you're
awesome.
singing. Awesome. Yeah.
Uh, Bernie, that sounds horrific. Wait, what case? Nomadic Rat Pack. What case did you say? Did I miss something?
Unless it's the one that you just took a snapshot of. Maybe that's the case you're talking
Well,
about.
Fairy Dust said the eye drop killer.
Yeah.
The nomadic. Oh, no, that's Dan Howdy. Hugs Dan.
Highway 20 in Central Oregon. Got the name of the case.
Oh, the uncle is found and in the hospital. Perfect. Thank
Okay.
you so much for
Yeah.
passing that information on. Prayers he feels better though. He did lose
Oh
his
yeah.
home. There's still a lot going on over there. So
It
thank
was the
you.
eye drop killer.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we will look into that case. And then I don't
Mhm.
know if that'll be in the next one that I do. The next true crime case that I do will probably be Christmas related. And then I'll
Mhm.
jump onto those other ones that you guys mentioned. And then next Sunday is Nettie's week, and we're going to be doing something
Yeah.
spooky.
Spooky, spooky. We're gonna still be working on all those crazy cases in Virginia. So we got another one coming up. Yep. We're
We're with two families. So I don't know
hmm
what we're doing Christmas Eve. Well, that's okay. If you can
yeah,
make
no
it, that's
worries.
great. If not, and you're spending time with family, we love that too.
Yes, definitely, Catherine. Thank you.
All right. With that being said, thank you
Mhm.
guys so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate every Sunday that you spend with us. Your time is precious, and I know you could be doing other things. So I'm so thankful that you all are here. I'm sending much love and kindness your way.
And we're sending love your way. Good night, y'all.
Night, everybody.